Harry Reid, this is from Politico, creates a special leadership job for Chuck Schumer. First, it was Pelosi creating a special leadership job for Jim Clyburn over in the House. And now, Dingy Harry plans to overhaul the Senate Democrat leadership next year, handing New York Senator Chuck Schumer an expanded role, spearheading the party's messaging efforts. Listen to this. Listen to this. In a letter obtained by Politico, which means that Reid sent it to him, Reid tells his colleagues that the party needs to, quote, better integrate our legislative and message crafting functions into a coordinated nucleus managing policy, press, and politics. Let me read that to you again. In his letter to Politico, which Politico obtained, Harry Reid said that the Democrat Party needs to better integrate our legislative and message crafting functions into a coordinated nucleus managing policy, press, and politics. Now, if that's not a perfectly emblematic sentence, I don't know what is. What's happening up there? Obama giving away a Medal of Honor. That's got to be tough. You know he doesn't believe in it. You know he's up the Medal of Honor ceremony to a military guy. The last thing Obama thinks is anything honorable is the military. It's got to be one of the toughest parts of the job for him, I would think. Anyway, how could the Democrat Party possibly improve on its message crafting function? Well, how could they lie better? They got a president elected with their message crafting function. How in the world can they improve on it? But that's what it means. We need somebody here who can tell our lies better than we have been telling them ourselves. And we have tapped Chuck Schumer to lie to you better than we've been lying to you. Now, if there's anybody that could top Dingy Harry at messaging, i.e. lying, it would be the always charismatic and charming Chuck Schumer. As a result, Politico says, Senate leadership will unite its policy arm with its communications center into a joint operation run by Schumer. For those of you in California, they're not selling doobies. It's messaging here that they're talking about. I don't want to get your hopes up out there. As a result, the Senate leadership will unite its policy arm with its communications center into a joint operation run by Schumer. I have asked Senator Schumer, whose communications abilities and tactical skills we all greatly respect, to lead this effort as chairman of the new office. Isn't it funny how the Democrats always reward loyalty? I mean, it's almost as funny as the Democrats' idea of loyalty. But what's really, I mean, look at this, seriously. The Democrats from top to bottom think there's absolutely nothing wrong with their politics, nothing wrong with their issues, nothing wrong with their agenda. They really seem to believe all they have to do is improve the propaganda. The propaganda's working. We need new liars. We need a new, more creative way of lying. Rush, don't you think you're being a little harsh with this? I can imagine some of you are saying that to me. No. If you have spent any time here, you know that I believe liberalism is a lie, that liberalism can only win when it lies. Liberals don't dare tell you the truth. If Obama had said during his campaign, elect me, I want unemployment to be permanently 10%. I want people losing their homes to foreclosure. I want national health care where everybody's insurance premiums are going to go up. Their health care coverage will be less. Elderly people will be rationed. Do you think he would have gotten elected? There's no way. There is no way other than in San Francisco or New York. There's no way in this country a liberal can be honest about his agenda and get elected. It won't happen. That's why it's a lie. That's why they need now a new messaging center. Now, yeah, and I also think this is a way for Dingy Harry to kind of keep Schumer's knife out of his back, but I don't think that's going to work. No, Schumer and Durbin were maneuvering for Dingy Harry's gig as majority leader if Dingy Harry were to lose his reelection. Dingy Harry, I mean, I'm sure they were hoping, they believed the early polling data that Dingy Harry was going to lose. So Durbin and Schumer wanted a gig, and I think that this means that Dingy Harry thinks of the two. He's got to be more concerned about Schumer. So it's the old keep your enemies closer thing here. Create a new leadership position for the rich white guy, Jewish guy, put Schumer in there. And that way you can keep an eye on Schumer's propaganda as he tries to get your job. I mean, Dingy Harry has to figure that one thing that Schumer might want to do to get the job is make Democrats look even worse with Dingy Harry running them. Now, this could get exciting out there. Ladies and gentlemen, who and what? Or you could say Schumer has to toe Reid's line now. I mean, that's another aspect of this. That you defang Chuck Schumer by putting him on the leadership team. He's got to be loyal now. He has to be loyal to Dingy Harry, because Schumer and Durbin did not believe that the union thugs would be able to steal as many votes as they did for Dingy Harry. You say what you want about Dingy Harry. He knew the long knives are out for him. So now this is kind of sort of a payback, and Schumer can't turn it down. Calls him, hey, Chuck, I got a new leadership position here for you. I want you to join my team. Schumer has to say yes, and now Schumer has to toe Dingy Harry's line. These people, there's nothing amateurish about these people when they're talking about their power and their leadership.